Everyone, this is Mrs. Fan. This is the recorded video for week 6, day 1. Now, in today's class, we first take a moment to share what you did over the Thanksgiving break. We also review what we have learned right before the Thanksgiving break, which is about how masks work, how to wear a mask properly, and also about COVID vaccine. Now, for today, we are going to dig into the Week 4 digestive system. It was an assignment that we did a while ago, but we didn't really get a chance to go over it and dive deeper. So we are going to go over that today. So to review this assignment, make sure to go to your Google Classroom, click on classwork, go all the way down to week 4, and this is the assignment right here. It's called week 4 assignment, digestive system lab. And if you click on view assignment, you should be able to check your grade. If you get anything that is lower than 12 points, then make sure to correct it and then resubmit it afterward. So we went over in class what organ has the following function. So we mentioned that the organ that helps the nutrient to be absorbed, or the organ that absorbs nutrient, that will be small intestine and large intestine. We also talk about the organ that store and compact waste, that would be the rectum. And the two organs that help to break down food mechanically will be the mouth and the stomach. So again, number 1, we have the small and large intestine. Number 2, rectum. And number 3, the mouth and the stomach. We also talked a little bit about claim, evidence, and reasoning. Let's take a look at that. Now, this is the part where a lot of people did pretty well on the claim, but evidence and reasoning were a part that a few people were struggling with. So I want to go over and review that. First of all, in your data, it is very important to make sure that you collect the correct data. So on number 6, number 7, as well as number 9 and 10 on your previous lab, it asks you to collect the data about percentage of calorie and water that was absorbed. Now, the numbers that you're looking at, let's say if I put the small intestine right here together, obviously you can see that this is not in the right order, so I'm not going to absorb 100% of the food that I'm going to feed it. But I want to show you where you can find a number. So you can see right here on the bottom, it's going to show you a set of number. Calorie, water, but this is not the percentage that is absorbed. This is telling you that an apple contains 118 calories and then out of that 119 grams of water. So that is again not the percentage that is absorbed. To find the percentage, you have to look at this gray box on the top, and right here it will say that this system absorbs 70% calorie and 9% water. So this is the number that we want to put in our data. So again, the first thing is important is to collect the correct data. Again, it is this box on the top, not this box on the bottom. All right. So if you, just a quick check, if you have anything that is above 100 for your percentage, then it means that you probably got the wrong number. So please go back to review it. This number that you should get is within 100. Okay, next one, let's go over claim, evidence, and reasoning. A lot of people actually do very well on the claim. The claim is a sentence answer to the question that we are investigating. So the question right here is, how do organs work together for the digestive system to work? Which organs are essential for digestion? So a lot of people did very well on this part. So just answering the question directly. The part that many people struggle with, however, is evidence and reasoning. So let's take a look in this example. And again, if you have not completed this assignment at all, then make sure to go back to the video from week 4 where I talk about this lab. So this video right now, it is not talking about step by step how to do this lab. I'm just reviewing the common mistake that many people make so that you can do your correction. So right here, in my experiment, I have learned that all the organs have an important role in the digestive system. That is just a claim. That is not evidence nor reasoning. Evidence should include numbers from the data that I collected. So right here it said, in trial number 1, I did not include the small intestine and blood vessel, and I did not absorb any calorie nor water. In trial number 2, I included both the small intestine and blood vessel and absorbed 70.17% calorie and 75% water. So I basically just explained what I did in my trial 1 and trial 2 and including the numbers. So those are the evidence I'm using. Now the third part is evidence. So evidence is tying the claim and evidence together. It is using the evidence and proving why the claim is true. So it is like if you think about writing an English essay, you will have body paragraph and you have a topic sentence. So this is kind of like a topic sentence, and then in an English essay you use quote from a book to prove your points, and then you will have explanation afterward. So it's a very similar idea. So you will have one sentence concluding your lab right here, and then using your data as evidence, and then tying it together with reasoning. So right here for my example, I put based on my data, this shows the small intestine and blood vessel work together to absorb water and calories. So again, I see a lot of people who either put claim only or claim and evidence, but they're missing reasoning, or they have claim and reasoning and they're missing evidence. So make sure to go back to double check in your lab. In our class today, we actually gave you some time to work on it to make sure that you correct it and resubmit it. If you do any correction, again, please make sure to resubmit it, because otherwise I would not know that you correct it and I would not be able to award you points with it. Okay, so with that, that is the first part of what we did today. We did the correction for week 4 lab. With that, let's move on to our activity for today. So today we talk about whether you have heard of the term homeostasis. Afterward, we have a time for people to share what they have heard about this term homeostasis, and we watched this video on what homeostasis is. Make sure to click on the description below with the link to this video. We watch until 3 minutes 18 seconds to the video, so we are only watching the first part of the video, and we'll watch the second part of the video later this week. We also review the definition of homeostasis, which is the maintenance of a constant internal state in a changing environment. Now, what that means, in this video, it talks about temperature. So for cold-blooded animal, they are actually not able to regulate their temperature. So that's why for a lizard or any reptile you can think of, they will actually physically move to sit under the heat lamp so that they can heat up their body, or they would move away from it to cool down their body. For us, however, we are very fortunate because for us, our body actually regulate our body temperature already. So in class, we started on the week 6 assignment right here. Click right here on the assignment, week 6 assignment, homeostasis lab. Click on this and you'll see this page right here. Now let's go over some definitions and vocabulary before we start. Now the average body temperature is around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, What do you think it is called when the body temperature goes below 86 degrees Fahrenheit? And yes, that would be severe hypothermia. Severe hypothermia. How about B? What is it called when the body temperature goes above 105.8 degrees Fahrenheit? What do you think that is called? That's right, that is actually way beyond a fever, and we call that a heat stroke. How about when you don't drink enough water? What do you think that is called? And that would be dehydration. So make sure to write this 3 vocabulary down on your week 6 assignment. First one, severe hypothermia, heat stroke, and the third one, dehydration. Now let's go on to part 2. Part 2 is a hypothesis. Now, anytime that we are doing a hypothesis, you want to make sure to write if, then, and because. So right here, this is the sentence stem that I provide to you. If you want to change and use your own sentence stem, that's fine as well. So the sentence stem I put right here is, if air temperature goes up, what would happen to sweating? Do you think sweating would go up, go down, or stay the same? Why? Make sure to put your hypothesis right here. You can use my sentence stem if you like. If you will want to use another sentence stem, that is fine as well. Again, if the air temperature goes up, what will happen to sweating? Would that go up, go down, or stay the same, and why? Now, let's take a look at our data table. For this lab, we are going to collect the class data together, and then we are going to analyze it. So right here in part 3, we are going to select automatic sweating, and then we're going to drag a hat and sweatshirt to the person. We're going to have her jog for 3 hours, and we're going to observe what happened. Let's take a look. So in this lab, right here, we can see the person right here. This is where they have the air temperature, meaning the temperature of the environment, and the body temperature. We'll also see the sweat right here. I'll select for this lab, automatic sweating. I'm going to have a jog for 3 hours. I'm going to pause at the end of every hour to record data. So right here, I see that she's jogging right now. Everything is normal. If she ever needs water and energy bar, I can grab it for her right here. It shows that she's thirsty, so I'm going to give her some water. Again, I want you to pay attention to the time right here because I'm going to stop at every hour. So I'm going to pause right here at 1 hour and 0 minutes. And I'm going to record the air temperature, the body temperature, and the sweat. So right here, I have 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit for body temperature, and 2.6 liter per hour for sweat. So I'm going to go back to my document and record it. Make sure to go to your document right now so that you can record it together. Again, this is the class data that we are going to do together, so we will all have the same numbers. You are going to have an opportunity to do a homeostasis challenge later on this week, and that is the one that you will have different data based on what you choose. But for this assignment, we are all going to have the same data. Okay, so let's continue for the second hour. I'm going to give her some water before she starts, so she won't get dehydrated. Now, notice right here what happens to the air temperature as the time continues. You're going to see this number change in right now to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that's extremely cold. That is the temperature where ice can form. And I'm going to pause right here. So right now we have reached to 2 hours, and I'm going to record the air temperature 32 degree Fahrenheit, the body temperature 98.6 degree Fahrenheit, and the sweat right here 0.1 liter per hour. So I'm going to record it right here. Again, make sure to record it with me. 32 degree Fahrenheit, body temperature 98.6 degree Fahrenheit, and sweat 0.1 liters per hour. And we will have one last row right here where we're going to see what happened in the 3rd hour. I'm going to continue to have her jog. Notice the air temperature is going to change in a few minutes. Notice right here the temperature is going to go all the way up to 104 degree Fahrenheit. So that's like a hot summer day. Alright, I'm going to pause right here and I'm going to record my data again. So air temperature now is 104 degree Fahrenheit. Body temperature is 99 degree Fahrenheit, and sweat is 5.0 liters per hour. So again, I'm going to record my data right here, 104 degree Fahrenheit and 104 degree Fahrenheit. Body temperature 99 Fahrenheit, and sweat 5 liters per hour. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Okay, so we are going to continue to analyze this data this week. Take a look at this data right here in the meanwhile and think about what you noticed so far. With that, I will see you in the next lesson. Bye everyone.